Hey guys, it's Amy from Metaphysical Skin Healing, and today I really wanted to share with you one of the most powerful and definitely my top three absolute favorite tool to align you with your desires and whatever it is that you want, and that is creative visualization. Just want to start with, I'm very new to making videos, so please bear with me in terms of getting over my fears and I guess structure and content, and I'll try to be as precise and get to the point as much as possible, so please bear with me on that. So I love this tool for so many reasons. I used it to manifest and align with, I guess, my painless birth of my first child. I have one child, and my dream home. I manifested obviously and healed myself from acne and eczema, which I've suffered from for 25 years, so that's what my channel is all about. So I will be linking this particular tool to skin, but you can use this for anything, obviously. And I wanted to share with you the way I do it. So a little bit about this tool. It's just, now that I sort of understand the science behind it, it's really amped up my faith in this tool. And so doing it every day now with that understanding has really given me the faith and understanding of the power of this tool. This tool raises your vibration, obviously, and it really helps you create that feeling, that state of being in which helps you shift to that parallel reality where your goal or desire is already achieved. And we all know with the law of attraction that it is the feeling state, and acting as if that's going to help us manifest and create a state of being and shift us into a parallel reality where everything we want is. And a really great definition of what a parallel reality is from one of my favorite teachers, Bashar. He's a multidimensional being who is channeled by Daryl Anker, and he describes it as like a TV set. Our physical reality is like our TV set. There are multiple programs on a TV, right? So when we're watching a particular show, we're tuning into the frequency of that. We're on a specific channel we've tuned into. And there are other programs that are playing simultaneously at the exact same time, but those channels are invisible to us because we are tuned into a particular channel. He says that physical reality is exactly the same. The life that we're living right now, we are tuned into based on our thoughts, because our thought is vibration, which tunes into a particular frequency. So whatever it is that you're going through, if it's, say for example, bad skin, or if you're experiencing a lack of health, a lack of money, whatever it is for you, we're just tuning into that frequency and then we're getting that back. So we're seeing it as a program, we're getting that back in physical reality and guess whatever we're living now. So in order for us to shift into a reality where your clear skin, your money, everything that you want is already done, because as soon as you think about something, your thought vibration is already sending out to the universe and it's already done, because in terms of physics, there's no time and space involved when you're talking about infinite intelligence. All that is creation, the universe. That's only a function of physical reality. So when I understood this concept, I guess it's really helped me understand how we can shift ourselves into a state of being in which we have everything that we want. So that's a really great analogy. And all we're doing is switching the channel. And this tool helps us do that. It's an easy way of creating that feeling within us to be and shift into that parallel reality. So I really love that analogy from Bashar. It really helped me understand a lot more. So onto the tool. It involves creating an audio of yourself, reading out your journaling of what your life looks like once you have achieved your goal or desires. So it involves obviously journaling, and what I would do is write out your life and just answer the question, what would your life be like now once your goal or desire is achieved? Whether it is you want clear skin, perfect health, lots of money, whatever it is for you, We're writing out in present tense, obviously. And what I do is I put a music soundtrack behind when you're reading all this out. So, sorry, let's just get back to the journaling. So you're writing it out all in present tense. And I'm going to say for skin, for example, you would write something like, describe certain scenarios. So when you have clear skin right now. You've healed yourself of acne and eczema permanently. What are you feeling right now? What are you doing? Are you going on a hot day and you just, for the first time in your life, you just feel so confident and comfortable with yourself? Are you just going out in public without makeup for the first time? And what are you feeling? What does that feel like? So describe all of that in your journaling. You're writing it all out. If it's money, what is it that you are doing? If you had $100 million right now, what does your life look like? You can describe situations and scenarios, like you're logging into your phone and for the first time next to your name, you're seeing 6 figures and you're feeling blah, 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 and you're about to go on this massive shopping spree. You're holding 50 bags of shopping and you need someone to help you carry your bags. What does it look like? Just describe all of that fun, juicy stuff. So that's what I would do. List all that fun stuff in the beginning with uplifting, inspiring music. And that soundtrack that I use behind this is the Pursuit of Happiness soundtrack. It goes something like this. I just want to put it on for you so you can hear it. Sort of like uplifting, inspirational music. This is the soundtrack I use. So I hear myself reading all these things out. And what this does is, because use a particular soundtrack, tip 2, is use a soundtrack that you have an emotional connection with. I use the Pursuit of Happiness, this particular soundtrack, because I associate the feeling of accomplishment with this particular soundtrack, because in the movie, at the end of it, when Will Smith gets the job, or Chris Gardner gets the job, and he's just walking out of the office and he's like clapping himself, and so this song takes me back to that memory from the movie. So I've associated that feeling of success and accomplishment and good feeling. So that really is another really good tip to use. Choose a soundtrack that you've associated some sort of connection of a state of feeling that you want to feel. And so when I hear this song, I just see Will Smith clapping himself, and that's like what I want to be feeling in that state in my parallel reality. So that's why I use this soundtrack. You can choose one that works for you. And then what I would do, I'll just turn this off. And then what I'll do towards the end of the journaling is you get to your emotional stuff. So your emotional whys is why I call it. Why do you want this goal? And it's not the superficial stuff like, because I want to be pretty. When you ask yourself why again, but why do I want to be pretty? But why? I think Dean DeGrossi, I don't know what his name is, I'll link it down below when I remember it, Success Habits of a Millionaire Mind, something like that. He says that to find out what your true why is, why you want something, you have to ask yourself 7 times, because it goes 7 layers deep. So you ask yourself, why do I want clear skin? You write the answer down. And then with that answer you say, but why? And then you answer that, but why? It sort of like goes deeper and deeper and deeper. And after the 7th layer, apparently it gets you to your real core why. So emotional whys meaning something that, so if it's money, my creative visualization for my money goal, for example, my emotional why is for my dad, my parents. When I think about how I can help them in their life, so I'm writing out, because my dad has done so much for me and putting me through private school and all this stuff. Like, he's struggled, obviously, that generation. They struggled through life and they worked so hard for us to put us in good schools, etc. And now he doesn't have a house. He lives in his factory. For me to be able to buy him a house, not have him worrying about retirement, or he's got no superannuation, etc., etc. my goal is being able to provide for my parents like they have provided for me. And that's a really emotional why for me of why I want to achieve this money goal. So the way you would write that out is describe what it is that you are doing when you have $100 million. So describe that with sort of inspirational music. And the one that I use, I'll just give you an example of what I do. It's called Trailblazing from the soundtrack of The Secret, if you have seen that. And it goes like this. So as I have this playing in the background, very sad, emotional song, and it just makes me want to cry. So I'm reading out something like, I'm sitting at a Japanese restaurant with my dad, and I am about to burst into tears. I want to tell him that I want to buy him a house. I'm slipping him a check on the table like I'm shaking, and so etc. So you just read out what it is that you're doing in that moment with this music behind. And every time I hear myself say this, like it's already happened, that I'm giving my dad this bunch of money, and it just makes me want to cry. And thinking about it makes me emotional already. So, and that's what you want to achieve here with this creative visualization. You want to be really getting into the place where you're in that reality, giving your dad that money or whatever it is for you. So go dig deep and put down whatever it is that really pulls on your heartstrings about why you want what you want and why you're doing, like why you're striving for this goal. Because when you get to that emotional, deep stuff, that deep and meaningful stuff, that's what really puts you in there. It puts you in there and it reminds you of why you want your desires. So this is the soundtrack that I use. It's wants to make me I almost cry every single time. So it really puts me into that feeling state. Let me turn this off. So that's another big tip. So yeah, so put all your fun, exciting stuff, and then you're journaling out all the emotional stuff, what it is you're doing. Okay, and the next tip is going to be keep this going for 15 minutes. Now, there is a science behind this, and my spiritual teachers have confirmed it, and these neuroscientists have confirmed this, something to do with this 15 minutes. So neuroscientists Dr. Jeffrey Fannin and Dr. Joe Dispenza, they talk about this 15 minutes thing, how it takes to rewire a new thought and hardwire it into our brain, so it then moves from thought to form. If you keep your creative visualization or this audio to 15 minutes, no more, that's exactly what it takes to rewire this new ideas into there and start to reprogram your subconscious mind into the new idea. And Bashar also says the same thing. He's a multidimensional being. But I talked about before. He says that it takes 15 minutes to rewire the brain to go from a plastic state to a once again crystallized state and hardwire itself with the new information that you are impressing on the mind. So again, lots of different sources that I've studied over the years have confirmed this 15-minute thing, and also Abraham Hicks has 15-minute meditations in particular. This 15-minute thing, I know that there's something to it, so just stick to the 15 minutes. That's another really big tip for doing this creative visualization. Another tip when you're doing this creative visualization is if you're going through a particular problem, so if you're breaking out in skin or you really just have no money and you're in a situation where you just really don't feel good about money or whatever it is for you, try to do this creative visualization based on subjects other than the subject of money or bad skin. Keep it very general, and this is a tip from Abraham Hicks, I guess. It's trying to get you it's trying to soothe you into better feeling thoughts. So it's if you're having a breakout right now, it's not a good idea to focus on anything to do with skin at that time or money at that time. In that case, talk about things of your passion. So, by staying off the subject of what you're going through that's really bad right now, you're not putting any focus onto it. You're putting focus on what it is that you do want, what it is working for you now. And that takes a lot of resistance away from your creative visualization. So, that's another really big tip that I found when I was going through a flare out, going through a really big bad skin phase. The last thing I want to be hearing about is anything about to do with skin, or especially me saying, I have beautiful skin, or I'm affirming that I have clear skin, and it's just that resistance is there. So in that case, I would just go really general, talk about other things that you love, and then to finish off your audio towards the end, I put statements of I am. Very general, powerful statements like, I am the creator of my life. I understand the laws of the universe. I know that I create my own reality. I am looking forward to all of my desires and wishes being fulfilled. Things that are very general but you believe and that feel good. So I'll just list all these I ams and what things that you know. I know that I'm creator of my own reality. I know that I can heal myself. I know that the real me is absolutely abundant. Just things like that, very, very general things, and list as many as you can. Obviously keep it within that 15-minute frame when you're reading it out. And then what I would do towards the end is putting a clearing statement from Access Consciousness on it. If you don't know what that is, I'll make another video about that, but it's just a clearing statement to clear any beliefs, judgments, considerations about the subject that you're talking about, and it clears all that negative stuff away. And I'll explain how that works in another video. But it goes something like, towards the end, I would read out something like, any and everything that doesn't allow this to actualize into my experience in this lifetime, I let it go, destroy and uncreate it all now. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys and beyonds. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And that's how I would end it. I'll explain that clearing statement to you in another video. And yes, that's how I do my creative visualization. And when you actually do this yourself, hearing your own voice, there's something special about that. It just puts you, it helps amplify the feeling that you're there, because you're hearing yourself say, instead of listening to a list of affirmations of someone else reading it. And now that I'm there manifesting the clear skin part, it's exactly how I feel of when I was doing the visualization to manifest this clear skin and healing myself. So sorry, that's my baby. So I better go now. But this is how I do it, and I really hope this works for you. And if you have any questions, please leave some comments. Hey guys, so I completely forgot to add this in before, but the best time to actually do your creative visualization is right before bed, and again as soon as you wake up in the morning. Dr. Bruce Lipton, the author of The Biology of Belief, he is a cellular biologist. He describes our subconscious minds being the best to impress information and whatever we want to impress into it when our brain waves are in theta. Children before the age of 7, they don't have a conscious mind yet. It's all subconscious, so they can then download programs and learn how to operate and function in this reality. So their brainwaves are in theta, and that's the time where we're downloading and learning everything and creating programs into our subconscious mind. So when we're doing our creative visualization, when our brainwaves are in theta, which happens right before we go to bed and when we wake up in the morning, that is the best time to, I guess, for your subconscious mind to accept any suggestions that you're trying to impress upon it. And I believe Dr. Wayne Dyer also says the same thing. The best time to imprint anything onto the subconscious is right before bed. So that's the time that I would do this. And it's also very important to do this creative visualization not to manifest something. when you do that, it's just not going to work for you. This tool is designed to make you feel good. You have to do it not to manifest, but to just feel good. And this applies with the Abraham Hicks teachings, because if we're doing it to get something or to manifest something and we just do it for the sake, it's just not going to work for you. For me, I wake up and I can't wait to put in my creative visualization and hear my story, because it just makes me feel so good. As soon as I wake up and hit that snooze button on my alarm clock, I put my visualization on, and that's the best time to impress these messages and suggestions into your mind and help you shift into that reality. So don't do it to manifest, do it to feel good. That is the only way this is going to work for you. I absolutely love this tool. So all the best to you in your manifesting journey, and let me know how you go. I hope this helps you.